Hello everyone, my name is Andrew and I'm an applications engineer here at DRD Technology. This is part 2 of a 3-part series where we are exploring shell modeling and meshing using Ansys Discovery and Mechanical. In this video, we will mid-surface this solid model of a motorcycle chassis and take advantage of the Connect Mesh tool in Mechanical to extend and share nodes between bodies. Jumping in, we'll navigate to the Prepare tab and mid-surface as was done in part 1. The only difference is we will not extend surfaces, as the Connect tool will handle this later on. You can tell that the operation has completed as each body shows up translucent and there is a surface in the middle of each parent body. You might also note that since extend surfaces was off, each body and each created surface has remained in place and not extended. This will complete the discovery portion and we are ready to head into mechanical. Here in Mechanical, I have updated the geometry, which you can do by refreshing the model in Workbench or right-clicking on Geometry and updating geometry from source. This is a handy feature as it retains connectivity between geometry on the CAD level and in Mechanical. This allows any change, no matter how small, to be updated easily and regularly into your simulations. Moving through the tree, I will quickly assign a material to all the newly created surfaces. And I will delete any automatically generated contacts, as this method shares nodes between bodies, eliminating the need for connections. Moving on to the mesh, we'll go ahead and set a global element size. Then we will navigate to the Mesh tab where we will find our Connect tool. You can also find this by right-clicking on Mesh, Insert, and Connect. Please note that this version, 2025 R2, uses Prime Mesh as the automatic mesh method. Therefore, all we need is the Connect control. If you are using versions 2024 R1 to 2025 R1, you will need to couple the Connect control with a method set to Prime Mesh and then scope it to all bodies that will be extended. Since we want all surfaces to extend, we're going to go ahead and use the body selection tool, and we'll use the Control-A shortcut to select all bodies and scope it to our Connect. Now we can generate the mesh. As you can see, our mesh has generated. However, if we zoom in, we can see that the surfaces do not actually extend. This is due to a setting in our Connect feature. As you'll notice, our connection tolerance is at the default, however it is far too low. We're going to go ahead and increase this to the maximum, which the connection tolerance can be less than or equal to the connection size. And the connection size is equal to the global element size. So 0.2 will be our maximum here. Now we are ready to mesh again. With our mesh generated, we can now look through and see that the Connect feature has indeed extended the surfaces to the bodies and shared nodes. There is an exception, however, and this is a limitation with the Connect feature or the Extend feature in Discovery. Overlapping bodies will not be recognized here. And the way to get around this is to either extend the edge to the surface or to simply define a contact in this region. Now, a quick way to check and make sure that our edges are having shared topology is to go to the Display tab here and use the color option, and we'll set this to by body connection. Now you'll notice that all the areas that have shared nodes are now highlighted in purple. Moving to our Geometry tab, you'll notice that we still have the same amount of surfaces as when we started. This is because Connect does not create new surfaces to fill the gaps, but rather extends the surfaces. To recap this video, we converted solids to surfaces and used the Connect Mesh control to extend the mesh. This is a very highly automated process that removes the need to extend surfaces or create additional surface bodies for connections in Discovery. Since this is handled at the mesh level, the advantage of parallel part meshing becomes available, and this is a very simple process for cases where parts simply need to be connected for load transfer. Compared to part 1 of this series, we can also see that this method is able to get past problematic geometry with ease. This will end part 2 of this series. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.